2 exits, 2 major signings. Ridvan Yilmaz is boarding a late-night flight back to Turkey as his Ibrox chapter slams shut. And Ben Davies, he's walking out the door for good. But hold tight, because the rebuild isn't slowing down. Russell Martin is gunning for goals with a bold move for Villarreal's rising star Carl-Etta Eong, while a shock swoop for SPFL goal machine Bojan Miovski could be the answer to Rangers' striking woes. These are our top viewers of the week with the most comments. This channel only exists because of you, made for you. Thank you all, you're amazing. It's finally happening. Ridvan Yilmaz is packing his bags, grabbing his passport, and jetting off to Istanbul to bring the curtain down on a Rangers chapter that never quite hit the high notes. The Turkish left-back is set for a medical with Besiktas after weeks of back-and-forth hesitation and drawn-out negotiations. The expected has happened. He's going home. Now, let's be honest, this one was coming a mile off. Since Russell Martin walked through the doors at Ibrox, Yilmaz's days looked numbered. You didn't need a crystal ball to see it. Left out the squad, not even getting a sniff in the Champions League qualifiers, and his number 3 shirt handed over to Max Aarons before he'd even unpacked his boots. That's not just a hint. That's a full-blown neon sign flashing, "You're out." Yilmaz signed for Rangers back in 2022 for around £3.4 million plus add-ons. Big money, big expectations, but what did we really get? A total of 77 appearances, just 2 goals and 6 assists. Not terrible, but nowhere near what was promised when he arrived, with all that hype from Turkey, and the injuries don't even start. Thigh, hamstring, back again. He spent more time on the treatment table than the training pitch. Besiktas are believed to have reached an agreement for just over £2 million, with a few extras chucked in. Some folk might moan it's a loss, but when you factor in the injuries, the inconsistent form, and the fact he's not even in the manager's plans, it's hard to argue it's a clean break. Wage bill cleared, squad space opened, focus on someone reliable who's ready to bleed for the badge. He's agreed a 3-year deal with the Black Eagles, with an option for a 4th, and it's World Cup year. Of course, he wants game time. He'll get it there back in familiar territory in front of fans who already adore him. But here's the kicker. Clement called him a warrior. He saw something in him, something potential, grit, as something still worth developing. So now that both Jefte and Yilmaz have walked out the Ibrox door under Russell Martin's watch, and English imports are rolling in like it's a Tesco sale, you've got to ask, is Russell Martin ripping out the heart of a squad that still had promise just to force in his southern signings, even if it means giving up on players like Yilmaz too soon? Here we go again. Rangers are dipping into the market once more, and this time it's for a name that's got folks scrambling to check Google. Carl-Etta Eong. You might not know him yet, but this lad's not just another punt. The Cameroonian striker is only 21 and already has defenders in Spain losing sleep. Now the word is Rangers are making serious moves to bring him to Ibrox before the transfer window slams shut. Eong's rise has been meteoric. He cut his teeth at Cadiz B, where he scored 14 goals in 46 appearances. Decent numbers. But it was his switch to Villarreal B that lit the fuse. 19 goals in 30 games, plus 6 assists. That kind of return doesn't go unnoticed. He's already made 5 senior appearances for Villarreal and found the net twice, not to mention topping their pre-season scoring charts. The boy's got an eye for goal and isn't shy about pulling the trigger. Rangers, after missing out on Dor Turgeman, are clearly hunting for firepower, and let's be honest, Cyril Dessers hasn't exactly been turning water into wine up front. The Ibrox crowd needs a striker who can lead the line with conviction, and Eong, with his pace, power, and goal-poaching instincts, might just fit the bill. But Villarreal aren't daft. They know what they've got. and they're playing hardball. It's going to take more than £4.3 million to prize him away, and they've already knocked back loan offers. Swansea City can tell you that firsthand. The Spanish club want a permanent deal, and Rangers might have to dig into the pot left behind by Jeffday's £6.5 million departure to get this one over the line. The big issue is game time. Villarreal can't guarantee it, but neither can Rangers unless Russell Martin is ready to roll the dice and give this lad a real run. And that's where the risk comes in. Do you gamble on potential overproven experience, especially when you're already under pressure after a rocky start to the season? He's said to be keen on staying in Spain, but the lure of Ibrox, regular minutes, and the chance to become a hero in front of a roaring crowd might just tilt the scales. Here's the £1 million question. Should Rangers really be splashing out over £4 million on a striker with just 5 top-flight games under his belt? Or is this another example of Martin chasing a shiny new toy when we've already got work to do with what's in the building? Forget the Jamie Vardy soap opera. The man's 38, clinging to his Leicester legacy, and now, get this, he apparently has his heart set on a move to Celtic to link up with Brendan Rodgers again. Let him stroll into Parkhead with his medal collection and a dodgy hamstring. Meanwhile, Rangers have a chance to move in a smarter, sharper direction. A direction that leads straight to Bojan Miovski. Now, before you scoff, just listen. Miovski's name isn't new in Scottish football. This isn't some wild scouting report from a YouTube highlights reel. You've seen what he can do because he's already done it in our league against us. 4 goals against Rangers, 3 against Celtic, and a total of 44 goals in just under 100 games for Aberdeen. That's not luck. That's consistency, and he did it without playing in a team built to dominate. Last season, he banged in 16 league goals, ranked 4th in the entire SPFL, 3rd in total shots, 3rd in shots on target, 3rd in big chances missed, which, by the way, means he gets big chances. That's the sort of output you get when someone has the knack for being in the right place at the right time. Give him a better midfield behind him at Ibrox, and those numbers shoot up. Aberdeen sold him to Girona for around £7 million. Record fee, deserved, but a year on, things haven't gone to plan. Only 4 goals in Spain, most of them in cup games against lower-tier sides. Barely started in La Liga. And now, with Girona flirting with the drop and Miovski finding himself warming the bench, this is the perfect moment to swoop in. Let's be clear, this is not a gamble, this is a proven Premiership predator. While we're still trying to figure out if Dezers can stay on side or if Igamani is ready for a full campaign, Miovski offers a proper solution. He knows the league, he scores against big sides, and he'd hit the ground running at Ibrox. You don't need to worry if he can adapt. You already know he can. If Russell Martin doesn't go for Miovski and we end up watching Vardy in green and white while we fumble around with inconsistency up front, would that be the biggest failure of this window? Ben Davies is out the door, finally. After weeks of speculation and enough rumours to fill a transfer gossip column twice over, Rangers have agreed a deal with Oxford United that'll see the 30-year-old defender complete a permanent move away from Ibrox. You heard that right, permanent. No more loan deals, no more contract counting down in the background. It's a clean break at last. Oxford, sitting in the Championship, have beaten QPR and Birmingham to his signature, with the player now set for a medical. Credit to them for moving fast while others dithered. They're getting a defender with over 200 appearances across English football, including stints at Preston, Liverpool, Birmingham, and of course, that underwhelming spell at Ibrox. Let's not sugarcoat it. His Rangers career never got off the ground. Signed for £3 million from Liverpool in 2022 with plenty of promise, He never truly settled into the team or the demands of Ibrox. 58 appearances in total, but how many of those were genuinely convincing? If we're honest, not many. And while he played a key part in Birmingham's promotion push last season, helping them rack up a staggering 111 points, that form clearly wasn't enough to convince Russell Martin. So here we are, another of Gio van Bronckhorst's signings, quietly ushered out the back door while Martin continues his ruthless rebuild. But here's where it gets sticky. Early reports suggested this was going to be a loan, with no obligation to buy. That would mean Rangers essentially handed over a competent championship-level defender for free, despite him still being under contract until 2026. And after the disaster class at the back against Club Brugge, you're left wondering if Martin acted too quickly. We've got a thin defense, a long season ahead, and we've just released a player who, on current form, might have actually helped steady the ship, at least temporarily. Has Russell Martin made a complete hash of it by binning off Ben Davies for nothing while the backline's crumbling? Or was this just about cutting losses and moving on from another failed signing? Comment below what you think about the news. Don't forget to leave a like on the video to help me out. I post videos every day talking about our Rangers, so if you're not subscribed, you're missing out on the latest news. See you soon.